Children, through these slides, let us learn a few numerical problems related to Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom. As you know, any radiation is considered to have streams of particles called photons. Therefore, energy of a photon constituting a radiation is given by the formula E equal to h nu, where h is the Planck's constant, nu is the frequency of the photon. Now, if you look at the adjacent picture, you can see a symbol delta introduced near E equal to h, E equal to h nu. Okay, why? Why do you do that? Because consider an electron moving from a lower orbit to a higher orbit. Okay, it does so by absorbing or gaining some amount of energy from some external source of radiation, and this radiation consists of photons. Okay, so the energy, the radiation absorbed by an electron to jump from a lower orbit to a higher orbit, okay, it is equal to the difference of the two energy levels between which the electron transition has occurred, and this is given by delta E equal to h nu. Now, if you take the case of an emission, look at the next picture. You can see an electron moving from higher energy level to lower energy level, and when it does this transition, okay, it loses some of its energy in the form of radiation, and obviously radiation, it is considered to have streams of particles called photon. So the energy of the radiation emitted corresponds to the energy of the photon emitted by the electron when it moves from higher orbit to lower orbit. Okay, so similar is the case when an electron jumps from lower orbit to higher orbit. That is why you have the symbol delta introduced near E of E is equal to h nu. Okay, so you use delta E equal to h nu in order to do the calculations, or in order to find out the energy of the photon absorbed or emitted, okay, by an electron when it makes a transition between two energy levels. Coming to problem 2.10, which is already solved in your book, what are the frequency and wavelength of your photon emitted during a transition from n equal to 5 state to the n equal to second state in the hydrogen atom? You are asked to calculate frequency nu and wavelength lambda of a photon emitted. Okay, now look at the diagram. Okay, here obviously this is an emission spectrum. Okay, here when an electron jumps from fifth orbit to second orbit, it loses some of its energy in the form of radiation. Okay, the radiation emitted obviously has streams of particles called photon. Now, in the question, you are asked to calculate the frequency and wavelength of the photon emitted when an electron jumps from fifth orbit to second orbit. Okay, now you need to calculate delta E equal to h nu. What is delta E? What is delta E? Delta stands for difference. Okay, the delta E, the value of delta E is nothing but it is the difference between the energies of the fifth and second energy levels. Okay, this value is equal to the energy emitted by an electron when it jumps from fifth to second orbit. Okay, so that's why you are using this calculation. In other words, it is nothing but the energy of the photon emitted. Okay, so delta E can be very easily calculated when you are given Ni and Nf values using the equation RH into 1 by Na square minus 1 by Nf square. Okay, the numerator is 1 since we are dealing with hydrogen atom. As you know, the atomic number of hydrogen atom is 1. Or in other words, the number of protons in the nucleus of hydrogen atom is 1. That is why you have 1 in the numerator of this equation. What is Ni? It is the number of the orbit in which the electron was present initially. And this is an emission spectrum. So Ni is 5. and NF, the number of the orbit in which the electron is present finally, is 2. Okay, you know the Rydberg's constant, the value is 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joules. Substituting all these values in the equation for delta E, when you solve this, finally you get an answer of minus 4.578 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Why do you have negative sign for the value of delta E? Because here energy is lost by an electron during its transition from higher energy level to lower energy level. Once you have calculated the value of delta E, which corresponds to the energy of the photon emitted when an electron makes a transition from fifth orbit to second orbit, it can be equated with its frequency. How? By rearranging the equation delta equal to h nu, you can calculate the value for the frequency of the photon emitted. Okay, so when you rearrange delta E equal to h nu, you get nu on the left hand side and delta E by h on the right hand side. And you have to substitute the value of delta E which you obtained earlier in the previous slide. And as you know, h corresponds to Planck's constant, which has a value of 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules second. Okay, and as you know, frequency, what is frequency? It is the number of waves that pass through pass through a point in 1 second. So it will not have negative sign. Its value is always positive. It is a number. Okay, it is the number of waves that pass through a given point in 1 second. Okay, now please take note of another one point. While you are substituting the values of delta E and H, please take special care in writing the corresponding units in the numerator and denominator, so that when you arrive at your final answer, you will not have any confusion regarding units. Okay, so when you solve this, you get 6.91 into 10 raised to 14 second inverse. Okay, 1 by second is nothing but second inverse. Okay, so instead of writing second inverse, you can also write hertz. This is another unit of frequency. Now, you got the value for the frequency of photon emitted. Now coming to the wavelength part, let us do the calculation. Okay, as you know, C equal to nu lambda. Okay, you need to calculate the value of lambda. So take it to the left hand side and bring the other things to the right hand side. Substitute everything and see in the denominator, instead of taking hertz as the unit, I have taken second inverse, so that I can have common terms on the numerator and denominator so that they get cancelled. Okay, so your final answer after solving this is 434 nanometer. Clear? Now let us discuss about exercise question 2.15. What is the maximum number of emission lines when the excited electron of a hydrogen atom in n equal to 6 drops to the ground state? Okay, obviously this is an emission spectrum. In this, the electron was initially present in n equal to 6. It is jumping from this level to the ground state, that is n is equal to 1. Now, as a consequence of this, you observe certain number of lines, emission lines in the spectrum of hydrogen atom. Okay, now you are asked to calculate the number of emission lines. You can do this in a very simple way by employing this formula. Number of spectral lines is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. Here, the value of n, the value of the orbit in which the electron is present, is 6. So substitute 6 in the place of n, and when you solve this, you get 15 lines. Look at NCERT exercise question 2.14. How much energy is required to ionize a hydrogen atom if the electron occupies fifth orbit? Compare your answer with the ionization energy of hydrogen atom, or in other words, energy required to remove an electron from first orbit. Okay, now Read the first sentence of the question. You are asked to calculate the energy required to ionize a hydrogen atom if the electron in it is present in its fifth orbit. Now, look at the first diagram. Okay, here you can see an electron in the fifth orbit of hydrogen atom. Now, what do you mean by ionizing this hydrogen atom? It means removing this single electron from the hydrogen atom. If you remove that single electron from hydrogen atom, it becomes a hydrogen ion or H plus ion. And you have to supply some amount of energy in order to remove this electron from an orbit of hydrogen atom. Clear? And that is what you are asked to calculate in the first sentence of the question. Now, look at the second diagram. As you know, each orbit of an atom has a particular value for its energy, or in other words, the energy of each orbit is fixed and has a particular value. As you see in the diagram, the electron in the fifth orbit has a particular amount of energy. Now read the first sentence of the question again. You are asked to calculate the amount of energy which is supplied by you in order to remove this electron from the hydrogen atom. It is possible to remove this electron out of the hydrogen atom if sufficient amount of energy is supplied such that it absorbs the energy supplied by you and moves to a distance far, far away from the nucleus of hydrogen atom. You know, when an electron is present at infinite distance from the nucleus of hydrogen atom, it can be said to be out of the hydrogen atom. Clear? When an electron is present at infinite distance from the hydrogen atom, it is said to be out of the hydrogen atom. Here, in this case, please imagine, okay, let's imagine that we supply sufficient amount of energy to the electron in the fifth orbit such that it absorbs this energy and jumps to infinite distance, say nth orbit at infinity. Imagine an nth orbit of hydrogen atom which is at infinity, which is far, far away from the nucleus of hydrogen atom, that if the electron reaches that nth orbit which is at infinity, it will not be experiencing any force of attraction from the nucleus of the atom. Okay, you can otherwise say that it is out of hydrogen atom. Okay, here just imagine that you have nth orbit of hydrogen atom which is very, very far away from its nucleus, which is at infinite distance from the nucleus. So when an electron is at nth orbit, that is at infinity, its energy E infinite is equal to 0. You have learnt about this from our previous classes. Hope you remember. Okay, so now in this case, there is a difference between the energies of fifth orbit from where the electron has moved to nth orbit at infinity, isn't it? Fifth orbit has a particular value of energy and nth orbit, which is at infinity, n infinity, the energy of n infinity will be much different. Okay, what is it? It is equal to 0. Okay, we need to calculate this energy difference, that is delta E as per the first sentence of the question. This will be equal to the energy supplied by us to make this electron move to infinity. So let's calculate delta E, which gives you the difference between the energies of the fifth orbit and the orbit at infinity. Clear? The first sentence of the question indicates that we are dealing with absorption spectrum. Okay, what would be the values of Ni and Nf here? Okay, in an absorption spectrum, Okay, here in this case, when you see, you are supplying some amount of energy in order to make the electron from fifth orbit to move to an nth orbit at infinity. So what is the value of Ni? What is Ni? It means the number of the orbit in which the electron is present initially. Initially, before absorption of energy, the electron, as you see in the first diagram, it is present in the fifth orbit. So the value of Ni becomes equal to 5. Okay, when you supply sufficient amount of energy, you throw this electron from the fifth orbit to an infinite distance to nth orbit, which is at infinity. Okay, so NF becomes infinity. What is NF? The number of the orbit in which the electron is present finally. Here it is the nth orbit or orbit at infinity, or simply infinity. Okay, now we have to calculate the difference between the energies of these two energy levels, fifth orbit and the orbit at infinity. Okay, only then we will get the value equal to the energy which we supplied in order to make this transition possible. Okay, so delta E equal to Rydberg's constant into 1 by Ni square minus 1 by Nf square. Here just substitute the values of Ni and Nf and you get 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joule into 1 by 5 square minus 1 by infinity square. Okay, 1 by infinity becomes equal to 0. Okay, this you should have learned from your mathematics classes. 1 by infinity is equal to 0. The value of 1 by infinity is 0. So what you have remaining in the brackets? 1 by 25. Now just divide 2.18 by 25 and you get delta E, which is equal to 0.0872 into 10 power minus 18 joules. Now what is this? What does this value correspond to? This gives you the difference between the energies of the energy levels, fifth orbit and the orbit at infinity. Okay, and this also corresponds to, and this is also equal to, the energy absorbed by the electron when it was present in the fifth orbit to move to the nth orbit, which is at infinity. Clear? Okay. Now look at the second sentence of your question. Compare your answer with the ionization energy of hydrogen atom, that is the energy required to remove the electron from n equal to 1 orbit. Compare your answer. What is that? You have got the value of delta E for moving an electron from the fifth orbit of hydrogen atom to nth orbit, which is at infinity, or literally out of the hydrogen atom. Okay, now you have to compare this answer with the ionization energy of hydrogen atom. What is that? You are asked to calculate, in this case, the energy which will be supplied by you in order to remove the electron when it is present in the first orbit of hydrogen to the nth orbit at infinity. Clear? Okay. So in this case, when an electron is present in the first orbit, the value of Ni, here this is an absorption spectrum, isn't it? An electron from the first orbit is absorbing some amount of energy which is supplied by you, and it is moving to an orbit at infinity. Okay, so the initial position in which the electron was present is given by Ni. It is equal to 1, first orbit, isn't it? Now this is moving to an orbit at infinity, which is its final position. Okay, so Nf, the value of Nf is infinity. Now if you substitute these values in the equation for delta E, you get 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joules. And this much amount of energy will be supplied by you if you want to transfer an electron from the first orbit to infinite distance. Okay, if you want to transport this electron out of hydrogen atom, in other words. Okay, now if you look at the values of delta E you got in both these cases, you find that it is a positive value. Okay, in the case of in the case of the electron moving from fifth orbit to infinity also you get positive value. In the case of electron moving from first orbit to infinity also you get positive value. What does this mean? This refers to the energy which is supplied by you. Ionization energy is nothing but the energy which you supply to an electron of an atom in order to remove it from its orbit to infinity, or in other words out of the atom. Okay, so if you compare the values of these two energies, delta E when you remove an electron from the first orbit and the value of delta E when you remove the electron from the first orbit, you find that less energy is required to remove an electron from the fifth orbit than the energy required to remove the electron from the first orbit. Clear?